plan in Malaysia is a simple one. You know, what we need to be able to do is focus on the things that bring us together, not that divide us. The Muslim Ummah is riddled with division, and certainly, even in Malaysia, we are looking at one another saying, my goodness, we don't want this, we don't, you know, what do you believe, what don't I believe? We have a common basis. That common basis is the love of Allah. We have another common basis, which is the Quran. And other than that, we have to be focusing on the things that bring us together, not the things that divide us. And I'm hoping that we can establish in Malaysia an example that we can use to unify the Muslims on a broader scale. And that's truly what I'm trying to do here. And I think that's all very possible in Malaysia. We have to get over our self-interests. Of course, we as people all have our own interests at mind. But oftentimes, our own interests and our own beliefs, there's a saying in the West, which is, when you stand up for your rights, you actually take another person's. And if you think on that statement for a little bit, you can see how the possibility of that can happen. So, you know, one group will say, you know, we're standing up for this. And even, you know, when new information comes to them, they will still stay along that path. Spirituality and religion is a path of learning. In order to learn, you have to be open-minded. Religion would have never evolved. The Muslims would have never evolved in the first centuries had they been closed-minded. What we have to be able to do is understand that we are all at different parts of the path. That isn't a negative. That's not, you know, something that we have to divide over. We're all on the path, seeking the path, and we're at different places. If we have new information, we have to have the courage to change. What's happened in the Muslim Ummah is that it has adapted so many traditions and ethnic aspects to its culture. So you see a different Muslim in Pakistan, a different Muslim in Arabia, a different Muslim in America, a different Muslim in Britain and Malaysia, etc. And we call that our Islam, and therefore we think that's the only right Islam. We think, and we reject any other's points of view or any other people who follow, you know, wear a different type of hijab, or, you know, don't cover, or do, you know, cover completely. This is our ego getting in the road. Any way you want to look at it. We're saying we're right and you're wrong. This is like the kid, you know, who says, my daddy's bigger than you are. We will never be able to have unity if we are not prepared to evaluate our own viewpoints in relation to someone else's.
The level of tolerance is also very important.
Mm-hmm. We are tolerant. We are as Muslims, we are entirely intolerant. You know, in the Christian community, Christians work together all the time. Now that's Baptist, Catholic, they don't even get into those issues, okay? If they can do business with a Christian company, they'll do business with a Christian company before they'll do business with another company. But they don't go in and say, okay, now what's your Akida and what do you believe, and do you pray 9 times a day, or do you, celebrate, do you have a Christmas tree, or do you have, do you give charity at Easter time? Every time we want to try to pick each other apart, none of this is perfect. So at the end of it, there is going to be holes, no matter how you cut it, in any single human being. We all have good and we all have bad. So, we can't pick each other apart to the molecular level when there's nothing left. The Christians say, okay, you're Christian, I'm going to do business with you. Now, I'm not saying we should follow the Christians. I'm only giving that as an example, is that they don't, pick at each other, and they show a tolerance to one another based on the fact that they believe, they believe in God. as the Muslims, we have to say, what's your ethnic background, what's your Aqidah, do you believe in the right Aqidah, do you wear niqab, do you not wear niqab, and it is all these cultural problems in the background that are, and our intolerance, the combination of those things, that leaves the Ummah weak. How are we going to join together? The Palestinian issue could have been solved 50 years ago by simply Muslims holding hands around the state of Palestine. Okay?